Yo, what's up guys, Nandra here, welcome to another video. This is going to be the concept games for the Enter the Building Hybrid Storm. And let me go ahead and show you guys the list. I haven't actually made any changes yet, just because like the version I came up with has been working out pretty well. Now again, you don't have like that much storm, but you do have some, and you do use that as your like offensive backbone, and you use the rest of your deck as your defensive backbone. The card that I've been liking a lot has been the Urd, just because like, well, that's partially anecdotal, just because I've been hitting the turn 3 Island to turn 4 Urd. I've hit it 2 out of the 4 games that I've played, and it's been really nice when it came down, just because I was able to get massively ahead of my opponent. I don't think there's been anything that haven't, I haven't like actually like really liked about this list, so I'm just gonna keep it as is for now. I'm gonna show you guys the games. Let me go and apologize right now for any like background noise. My mom's friend's kid is here, and it's very loud, like incredibly loud. Anyway, onto the game. Alright, so I've only played 4 games so far. I lied. I've played 5. The Bloodcraft game has been my only loss, and it's only because it was Vengeance Blood. There's nothing I can do about that. Like, it was one of those, like, I literally saw like every single like 9 and 10 drop in my deck in my opening hand, and like I was able to forever, but like I couldn't do anything. Alright, so this first game is gonna be versus Shadow. Now, Shadow versus Dragon again. It's a matchup that can go either way. I do think that like that in like a given game that the Shadow player makes on average maybe like 5 or 6 mistakes, maybe more. And provided you like recognize these mistakes, you can capitalize on them. It does also require good play on your part as well, just to be able to recognize what you have to do when you have to do it. Alright, so I keep the Fervor. Now I only keep the Fervor just because I'm expecting to draw it into one of my several anti-aggro tools. If that's the case, then I can just play the 1-for-1 game up until 5 mana. That I can Fervor to just get massively ahead of my opponent, and I can just win off of that. So I dropped the Summoner. The Summoner's nice. It does fetch me Isla, which is the best card to get here right now. Because in this matchup, I know for a fact my opponent on turn 3, he wants to play Bone Chimera. He's either going to play Bone Chimera or he's going to play a Tentative Knight, and I need a body to be able to contest that. I also draw the Dragon Fist, which is nice, because now what I can do this turn is I can go Dragon Fist to clear off both the Soul Splasher and the first body of the Bone Chimera. Then I can trade into one of its remnants. I will lose a Blazing Breath for this, however, that's perfectly fine. The reason why you go ahead and you blow this up immediately is because if he has Urd, you get punished. You cannot say definitively whether or not they will not have Urd, so you just need to do this when you can. This next turn, I do misplay a bit. I think I tunnel visioned a lot on getting the Urd, so I apparently didn't attack his face, which is a huge misplay because you don't really get that much chip damage early as Dragon, so whenever you do get the chance to get chip damage, you should be taking it. So I just go ahead and Urd my Ayala. I go ahead and evolve my Ayala as well, so this way I have a 4/1. I'm also now at 7 mana, going into potentially 8 mana. So I'm basically in the late game here. So like next turn, if he kills us, I can play Oro. If he doesn't kill us, I can play Fervor, I can heal, I can also play Salamander. Here, my opponent goes for a very fucking ambitious Phantom Howl. I don't understand why you went for this. Especially why you traded on top of that too. That was bad. Like, if he was gonna make that line, he needed to go Skull Beast first into Phantom Howl. Now, he's doing this because he's basically telling me, okay, I have double Phantom Howl in my hand. What are you gonna do about this? However, this plan fails if I have any form of healing in my hand, and I do. So I recognize that he wants to play double Phantom Howl on me at some point. So I just go ahead and ramp up to 10, overstay playing the Oro. I just go ahead and develop the Sybil, and I go ahead and trade. Now here, he needs to get Shadows in order to Phantom Howl me again. But that's not gonna happen because he has to play Death Breath here in order to try to accumulate these. That's fine because I drop a ball on him. And suddenly, what does he do? Now you do see the me not taking that 2 face damage come back to bite me in the ass, because if my opponent had had second Death's Breath here, I would not have been able to kill him. However, he has a zombie party, but the zombie party is not good enough. This game honestly just came down to my opponent just like throwing away shadows for an aggressive select select line where he basically won and or lost the game if I didn't have an answer to that, or if I didn't like recognize what he wanted to do to me. On to the second game. This game is going to be Rit vs. Runecraft. I'm going to actually plug my phone before I forget. Alright, so versus Runecraft, I'm not expecting this to be D-Ship, because like D-Ship is like you can make the argument that it's like super popular in unranked, but this is ranked, so. So I did keep the Oracle on my wall again. However, I draw the Dragon Summoner as well. I go in Dragon Summoner first. The reason why Dragon Summoner first is because this way it pulls out potentially bad cards that I might not want to see when I'm trying to like not like dead draw later. So and I can afford to do this. The reason why is because I can Oracle on 3. Then if I draw Forever on 4, that'll also be in a great spot. I do use the Oracle here, I do use the Oracle and the Blazing Breath here in order to get clear board and start pushing in some chip damage. However, he does play Gingerbread House, so I now know that he's like a slower version of Dirt, possibly. It's most likely not Burn Dirt, and this is fine for me. So I can go ahead and pass here because he didn't actually develop a creature. So if you don't develop a creature, I don't feel the need to play a creature. Additionally, I want to save my Sybils for ramp this game because I do want to get to 10 as fast as possible, so that way I can play the game. Here he uses a pre-vote on his Swarf Alchemist. This is fine. I would have preferred like it would have been a lot better for him if he could have used it on say Levi, but that's perfectly fine. I don't mind. This plays okay. However, my opponent is misplaying here because like he's using all of his sigils at once. You should only really want to have 2 sigils in play, because if you're playing stuff like Professor, having multiple sigils in play makes your Professor's clunky and makes them lose value, because you want to get as many zombies as possible and not have to like banish any zombies just because you have a full board. So again, I would only keep 2 sigils unless you know for a fact that they can use them every single sigil, but before you have to use anything that would make you tokens. So here, he goes Pascal, and this is a punish for me not evoing. However, I didn't feel pressure to evo. Like, he's not going to do that much damage to me. It's only 3 damage. I don't care about that. I can heal that up. So now he has a 6/6 and a 6/1, but this is fine, because I'm going to 10 mana this turn. I do see a Genesis Dragon. Now the Genesis Dragon is nice because I only need to find my Erd and also find a way to get in 4 damage, and then I can kill him. So I just go in Evo. I heal up to 20. He has 6/1 in play. He could play Master Mage Levi, and that'd be really bad for me. However, he'll still be losing a sigil for doing this. However, he decides to play Dwarf Alchemist. Evo the Alchemist. And then he also goes ahead and Piercing Runes me. Now, when he pre-evoed the first time, I expect him to have Piercing Rune, which was part of why I didn't want to evo in the first place. However, here he plays out a bunch of sigils into my turn 10, so now I just go ahead and Bahamut him. Now, because I drew the Grimnir, if he didn't like full commit, that was just gonna Grimnir him instead. However, because he did play out multiple sigils, I can now try to strand sigils in his hand. I can now try to strand Earthred effects in his hand, but he doesn't have an answer to the Bahamut because apparently he's not playing Professor, or I don't know. And here you see me go really excessive. I did not mean to showboat. I just it's just been a while since I've seen a Bahamut like resolve, stay on the board, and be able to go face the same turn without needing anything to be cleared. So, like I said, in my mind, I thought the Red Hot Ritual was a creature, which is the only reason why I did this play. So I just go ahead and OTK him. In this game, it also just came down to my opponent just like not have Professor. He didn't have Professor. He didn't have an answer to my Bahamut. I don't know exactly what he was playing. This next game is gonna be versus Forest. Now this game, now these two last games are gonna be really interesting because in the first two games you didn't see me use Aura at all. You just saw the classic Bahamut stick. You die. But these games, I'm going to be using Oro. Oro is going to be super instrumental towards my wins. And you're going to see now that the Oro nerf is whatever. The card is still very good. So I get an Oracle and an Ayala. I'm going second, so this is actually a really nice hand for me. So I'm just going to keep all of it. It's really good keep. I also get a Blazing Breath, which does help out a lot because if he is playing some kind of like aggressive force strategy, then the Blazing Breath will kind of like stem the bleeding a little bit, so that way I can try to like slowly ramp into all the stuff I need to see. However, he plays a Looking Glass, so this tells me one of two things: that he's either neutral force or he's neutral Roach force. And it's going to be really important for me to find out which is which, and very soon. So that way I can try to decide how I'm going to play. I play out the Ally here. Now this Ally is actually really good because it's played out in such a way that my opponent, even if he has removal, he's not going to want to use removal on this. He's going to feel really fucking bad if he does. However, he knows he has to remove this because if he doesn't, I'm just gonna bump my Ella in, and I'm just gonna go about my business because. By bumping in the Ayala, I not only turn off the Lilac, I also suicide my Ayala for free, and that's not something you want to let Dragon do that early. Like, if your Dragon can suicide their Ayala for free, especially in a case like this, then that's usually worth it. So he's going to put it into an awkward position here. So he does clear it, but then he also plays a Nature's Guidance, so I now know that he's neutral Roach Forest. He does replay the Lilac, so because he replayed the Lilac, and because I want my Tina to get value, I just go ahead and use double Blazing Breath. There is merit to me just like using going like Tina, Evo, Ping, and then using the Blazing Breath. However, I want to save the Blazing Breath for when he tries to develop multiple cards at once, if that does actually happen this game. However, now I'm going to 9 mana, and having that Blazing Breath would have been really good. Because I have an Aura in my hand. However, most likely, I'm expecting him to be in a rough spot right now. The reason why is because Neutral Force doesn't play Lily or the one Force card that turns Dragon cards into Snowmans. And as a result, anytime this Aura comes down, it's going to be difficult for my opponent to deal with, because most likely, he wants to play Beating the Beast this turn. If he plays Beating the Beast, he knows he has to Evo, and I just Evo right back into him. Then whatever he plays on the turn after that, I just play Bahamut into it, and then I just win. So my opponent, so even though it doesn't look like it, my opponent is in a very precarious situation here. He does go EPM, so if he goes EPM and he trades, then I now know that I can just develop this Aura for free. Every time I ping his face with this Aura, it gets very difficult. It gets very scary for him, because right now, by pinging his face even just once, I've now set it up so that way Aura plus Bahamut, and the Bahamut has to be evoed. The Aura plus Bahamut can actually kill my opponent next turn. Or sorry, not next turn, but the turn after next turn. So here, when he goes Will of the Forest, it kind of signifies to me that like he has like a really weak hand. Or conversely, they're trying to hold cards in hand for his Roach. So I now know that I have to go hard this turn. I have to force him to use multiple cards this turn if I want to win this game. He's already shown me one Lilac, so he has to have second Lilac or have Dance of Death in order to be fine. And judging by the way he used the Will of the Forest, I'm pretty sure he does not have an answer. But he does actually have the Lilac, and this is actually a problem for me. Because now he has a 3/6, so even if I wanted to ping his face this turn, I can't. I have to clear this board, but that's fine because I have the tools to do so in my hand. So I can just go Oro, ping, whatever I pinged, I'm gonna Blazing Breath it as well, and I can Evo, and I'll have a 6/3. Sorry, I'll have a 10/3 Ouroboros in play. Now 10/3 he cannot answer with just Assault and Justice. He has to have exactly Elf Twins Assault, or he has to be willing to give me a Roach. If he doesn't give me either of those, then yeah, this 10-3 is just gonna be chilling in play. So here, he does go for a really good play of going Ancient Elf plus Beauty and the Beast. Now, because my Oro is a 10-3, ironically, that is actually biting me in the ass here, because now what it means is that now what it means is that as a 10-3, it won't actually die to this Ancient Elf. However, because it won't actually die to this Ancient Elf, I now have to give him my last Evo and show him that I have double Oro in my hand. Now, granted, showing him double Oro doesn't actually mean that much, because again, he's not playing polymorph effects, and so as a result, he's never getting rid of these Oros. But it will be costing me my last Evo. However, this is fine because I'm still at 20 HP, and he's running out of cards. Each time this Oro comes out, it demands an answer. Because it demands an answer, he runs the risk of eventually, you know, not having an answer to it, and just like being unable to Roach combo me. So here, I see the Zeus, and alright, so because I saw the Zeus, I tried to make a very weird / aggressive play. The reason why I tried to make this play is because the reason why I tried to make this play is because in my mind I thought I could somehow cast the Zeus on the same turn. So this play is a misplay. I thought I could cast the Zeus in the same turn. So I thought I could cast the Zeus in the same turn. So what I was hoping for was I was hoping that like that both hits hit the Ancient Elf, and then what I can do is I can trade. That I can also ping my opponent's face, drop him down to 14, and then replay the Oro. By replaying the Oro, because he doesn't have any wards, I now know that at 14 I can kill him with Oro plus Zeus, and if the Zeus is evolved. However, I do fail the die roll, but ultimately failing that die roll doesn't actually matter right now. The reason why that doesn't matter is because I already know that I have Oro in my hand anyway, so I can just go ahead and use the Oro that I haven't played yet. I can ping off the 2/1 Ancient Elf that I can evolve into the Beauty of the Beast, and then drop my opponent down to 7. I only made this play because again, it was low investment. I wasn't going to get punished for making this play. And at 7 HP, he still dies if he can't clear the Cerberus, which he's clearly showing that he's having issues doing. So if he did want to take the safe line, then all I have to do is just have to go Oro plus Evo. However, I was playing aggressively just because like I don't want to die to Roach combo. I just don't. I can't. No, thank you. But again, this is still fine. I do have Reluge removal, so now if for some reason he does something like this, where he goes Fairy, and I'm expecting him to play out Roaches now, but he doesn't. So instead, I now know he's making a big Ancient Elf. Now, he made this play, and it was actually a really good play on his part because he knows that I don't have Evos to contest this. So if he finds a bounce or something like that, he can most likely kill me with what's it called? Yeah, if he finds a bounce, he can most likely kill me with a Roach combo possibly if I take the 6 to the face's turn, because Roach combo can do like 17 damage on 10 mana with not that many resources. However, I draw a second Dragon Fist, so now what I can do is I can just go Dragon Fist plus Oro and just clear off the Ancient Elf for free. I don't have any Evos, but that doesn't matter because it's gone, and he's shown me four out of the 5 cards in his hand, and I know for a fact that the last card is a Roach. The reason why I know it's a Roach is because you just kind of like get those feelings, you know, where we just kind of tell that, okay, well my opponent's been trying to set these like Roach combos for the longest time, but he's not gonna get the chance because every single turn he needs to give me multiple cards to this Oro. And for each card that he plays, if he can't draw cards, which Force is notoriously bad at doing, if he can't draw cards, then eventually he's not gonna have the strength left in his Roach combo to OTK me. Like he's gonna have to get like really lucky with something like say double guidance or something like that off the top, but that's not gonna happen. so I just have this Aura chilling in play, and this one is threatening lethal damage, so he has to clear it again, which means most likely if he does have a Roach, he has to use the Roach this turn. The other best card for him to have right here would be Jungle Warden, but I'm pretty sure that these strategies don't actually play Jungle Warden, which is unfortunate because Jungle Warden is actually a really good card. So here he goes Roach. That's fine. I don't care about that. The reason why I don't care about that is because ordinarily this would be a really terrifying board because the Beauty and the Beast is actually protected from destruction. However, look at his hand. He's a combo deck and he only has 2 cards in hand. And I know that one of them is a fairy, so I'll just go ahead and drop my opponent down to 2. He needs to be able to heal and clear this board at the same time, but that's not going to be able to happen. Like, the Aura is just too much pressure. The Aura legitimately soloed my opponent. Yeah, like honestly, like that game, like my opponent played fine, but there was just nothing you could do. Like the Aura came into play, he didn't have an answer. The Aura just kept coming into play. Every time it came into play, it got like a +2 or something like that, and eventually my opponent just lost because I effectively was gaining cards while he effectively was bleeding cards. And you don't want to be the rich player that's just like bleeding cards when your opponent is at 20, because I didn't need to heal at all. Like the heal from the Aura didn't matter at all because I was at 20 that entire game. Alright, so on to the last game. This game is going to be the mirror. Now, the mirror is really scary. But, however, I'm expecting a lot of people to just not play Oro, which again would be a mistake. And if they aren't playing Oro, then just sweep them in the mirror. So my hand is really bad now, so I'm just gonna toss back everything. You really want to see your ramp as early as possible in this matchup, just because if they ramp, then you need to be able to match their ramp, or if they don't ramp, you need to be able to punish them with your ramp. Again, Oracle. This is nice. My hand's still really bad though. 2 Oracles as well. So now I'm basically just trying to hope that he doesn't have a Fervor, or if he does have a Fervor, that can rip a Fervor off the top and then counter Fervor. So let's go ahead and play out my Ayala here. I'm also going to go ahead and clear off his Ayala. The reason why I'm clearing off his Ayala is because there's no difference right now between 5 and 6 mana for him. However, there is merit in me keeping something on the board. Thankfully, though, I do get rewarded, and I do rip Erd off the top. Because I ripped Erd off the top, I've now effectively triple ramped to my opponent's single ramp, or sorry, to my opponent's double ramp. So I'm actually ahead right now in the ramp game, and because I went second, I actually have the Evo advantage. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pressure with the Ayala, because now I have the board. If he plays Sybil here, which he does, the Sybil dies on board, and I don't need to Evo at all. I don't need to Evo again. Additionally, because next turn I have a Sybil of my own in my hand, I can just go Sybil, and then I can just play the Poly right afterwards, because he's gonna need to give me his last Evo, which I'll gladly take, because the mirror gets scary as fuck if you're not playing Saha package, and you run out of Evos before your opponent for whatever reason. So, however, here he plays Bahamut. Now, because he played the Bahamut this way, I know for a fact he has second Bahamut in his hand. He might even have triple Bahamut in his hand. However, I have to take the bait. I don't have a choice. I physically have to take the bait, because if I don't do this, and he has Genesis Dragon or Zeus or Forte, I die. So I have to willingly let him Bahamut me back, because this is fine. Because if I manage to live through if I manage to live through this gambit, then that'll be one Bahamut up ahead of him. Additionally, he'll be using Bahamuts on things that aren't poly. So if I can get this Poly into play and live through all this, I'm gonna win, because he'll physically have no answer to the Poly. He'll be out of Evos, and yeah, and the Poly will just crush him, because I still have a lot of gas in my hand. So the second Baja does come out. So now I need to rip this Aura off the top, or I need to rip Baja off the top. It has to be one of the two. I don't get it, so now I have to take a 1 and 4. The reason why this is a 1 and 4 is because, as I said before, I am playing exactly 12. Is that you have 12 Dragoncraft targets in your deck for well, you have 13, but you really count it as 12, because if you see a summoner, then that's like 1 less. And so here, because I've already seen 4, I'm effectively taking a 1 and 4. I draw the only card that will save me in this scenario. I do actually get it, so this is actually nice. I was actually fairly favored to get it too because me and my opponent have both seen quite a few cards. So I do get the aura. I just get an Evo into my opponent. Now the only like threatening thing that my opponent could do right now is well, there are actually a few, but I'm expecting to either play Oro if he has it, or I'm expecting to maybe play Fervor and then just like give me the initiative. But whatever he plays, it doesn't matter whatever he plays right now. I like unless I get nuked for a lot of damage, I'm playing Poly. So he plays up the Sybil, and this is nice because like he's giving me all of his healing. Now he's already shown me 2 Sybil, 1 Fervor. So Dragon only now runs like 6 to 8 instances of healing in their deck. Of that of say triple Sybil, triple Fervor, and then maybe 1 to 2 Israfel. Most likely it's gonna be 2 Israfel. So he's already shown me 4 of these, yeah. He's already shown me 4 of these, so he only has 3 more instances of healing left. Because of the Poly in play, any damage he takes is gonna stick. He's not gonna be able to heal all of it off. So the Israfel is annoying. However, here there are a lot of different lines I could take. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the rants of each one. So first line is obviously go Oro. Is to go Oro, have the Oro ping the Sybil, go Blazing Breath on the Sybil, Evo the Oro, trade the Oro into the trade the Oro into the Israfel. Now this play, it leaves me with a 5/5 in play. There's also the merit of just going, just full clearing with all of my removal spells, such as going Breath of Salamander into double Blazing Breath, and that should clear everything, I believe. No, it doesn't. It'll clear everything except for, well, it'll clear everything, but it'll require me to trade as well. So that's obviously not the play I want to take. I want to either get aggressive this turn, or I want to be trying to heal this turn. So I'm going to opt to heal. I'm also going to opt to draw cards as well, because he hasn't shown me any Storm cards yet. So I'm expecting him to not want to be able to play a Storm card at all, because right now he needs to be digging for his 3rd Bahamut right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and Fervor. The Fervor does reward me with my 2nd copy of Bahamut, as well as the Tina. Now the Tina is going to put in some massive work here, because now I can go ahead and revenge kill the Israfel, then bump into Sybil, and then finish off the Sybil with my Blazing Breath. So now I have a 4/1 in play. Now the 4/1 in play is actually really relevant, because if he wants to play Oro, he has to ping the Tina. He cannot ping my face. He has to ping the Tina, and even that's a losing play, because he's losing damage. Additionally, his Oro automatically gets cleaned up. So basically, while the Poly's in play, he can no longer play Oro, because anytime he plays the Oro, it'll have to be to kill things. But he can't just be clearing things each and every turn, because eventually, because I'm gonna keep getting these dragons, and I'm gonna be able to keep like developing things, because you've already given me 2 Bahamuts. So I now know that I can do like whatever I want to, and I'll be fine. However, this turn I do misplay. The correct play is to go Oro ping his face. The reason why the correct play is to go Oro ping is because, Oro ping his face and not trade at all. The reason why that's the correct play is because if he does rip a Bahamut off the top, then that's annoying. But I want to be able to push my opponent down low enough that like even if he is for some reason able to heal, that Bahamut will still kill him. Additionally, at 12 damage that he's taken, at 8 HP, Poly plus Oro is guaranteed 8 damage. That like, as long as I can get the reward, I can still kill my opponents. So I should have been setting up 2-turn lethal here. However, I don't, because I got like scared for whatever reason, because I just like did not want my board to get cleared. I didn't want him to like throw like storm damage in my face, because obviously I didn't have storm damage of my own, so I didn't really fully think this turn through. I just wanted to protect my board, because like most likely you're not gonna see Grimnir in any other dragon deck other than like say mine at the moment, just because people think it's like shit now. So like this play is fine, but ultimately it's a safe play, but not the correct play. He does finally draw his Bahamut, but this is fine. The reason why this is fine is because this is his last Bahamut, and so now I can just drop my Bahamut here, and most likely what I'm expecting him to want to do is I'm expecting him to want to say go Oro Evo. If he goes Oro Evo, that's fine because then we just transition to the Ouroboros War, and because he's most likely not playing Slot Package. Because I'll have established my aura first, and because I have more storm damage, and because I have higher HP than he does, I can take a few liberties now, and eventually he's gonna die. He does go Scyther, but because he's already used double Sybil and Fervor. He doesn't have anything to do with his to do with the rest of his 7 mana. So I now know that his hand has a lot of removal in it, and that's fine. I don't care about that. The reason why I don't care is because I'm dropping him to 8, and if I can ping his face again, then I'll be able to win. But I do know that 100% that we're gonna be transitioning into this Ouroboros War, where you're basically just jockey with removal spells and Ouroboros pings to try to establish our Ouroboros. On the board at the same time. He does use Fervor. Now this is his last form of healing. But this is fine because he got to draw 2 cards and heal, but like I still have initiative. He does have his Evo, but that's fine because like I don't care about that. Because he's most likely going to be giving it to me in another turn or so if he wants to win this game. Now, he plays like his Aura, which I expected. I expected him to want to play. I'm guessing he didn't have it last turn, which is why he started digging. So, this is fine. Because I can keep the Aura spam game going for at least another 2 turns. And in those 2 turns, I'll be drawing cards. I also have like the ideal hand in which I have like removal spells for these Aura pings to support them, as well as having cards that I can play when I need to eventually transition off the Aura ping game. Now I'm only playing this game because I do not know how much reach he has in hand. Like for example, if he has Forte Erd, I'm gonna die. So I really need to pressure him into using this last Evo while I can. Just so that way I can be more safe. He does go Emissary, which just signifies that a stopping the Aura War, and because he stopped the Aura War, this is fine because now I'm freed up to ping his face. If he had kept it going, I would have just won anyway. So let's go and ping his face, and now he needs to clear and heal in the same turn in order to not be dead. He's already, mind you, he's already used like 6 out of 7 forms of his healing, so the best card for him to have here will be Israfil. If he had the Israfil there, that would have been really bad for me. However, ultimately, he does not have the Israfil, and I just kill him with Forte. So yeah, this game was really crazy. Wow, he drew so much. Yeah, we were both to the bottom 10, to the bottom like 10 to 15 cards of our deck. Yeah, this game is really crazy. It honestly just came down to my opponent just like using his Bahamuts as aggressively as it did, because like the Gambit would have worked because like having double Bahamut is like really it's really difficult to deal with in the mirror, especially if you can play it in such a way that your opponent either wasn't expecting it or just like or just when you have multiple in your hand, because you get like freed up in using the first one, because you don't have to feel bad if your opponent has a if your opponent has like a counter Bahamut. But ultimately I got lucky with my Dragon Summoner RNG, and then from there it was just like it just came out to playing the late game like almost next to perfectly. So I know that this was like a longer video, but I do thank all of you who watched all the way to the end. I will be adding timestamps for this, so to make that easier for you guys to watch. But I do hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know what you think about Dragon down in this meta down in the comments below. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys